So today I'm going to be talking about Supertramp, the story so far. So I found this here very, very interesting. Definitely for sure. So it pretty much starts off about the history of the band. So, they formed in I believe it was 1969. And talking about the first two albums they had out from 1970, which was their self-titled debut album, and their second album, which was released the next year, 1971, entitled Indelibly Stamped, which those two albums there weren't like the best albums until I believe it was 3 years later, 1974, when they released Crime of the Century. And I found that album there, that album there was like probably one of, I would have to say, in my opinion, maybe one of their best albums. They had quite a few big hits off that album, and around that time when they had that album out, the lineup changed, because the beginning of it was only Rick Davies and Roger Hodgson, and later on around 74 is when they switched the lineup, and I believe it stayed like that for quite a while. So I'm going to talk about the members of the band. So Rick Davies is on the vocals, keyboards, piano. Roger Hodgson on vocals, guitar, piano. John Holloway on saxophone, clarinet, backing vocals. Dougie Thompson on bass guitar. And I don't know how to pronounce this guy's last name. Bob Siesbenberg on drums and percussion. So yeah, what I like I said, the start of it would show the early days of the band. Talking about their first two albums, which wasn't like the best albums until 1974. When Crime of the Century came out. I found that had a lot of big hits. I love the whole album. I think that's what really got them somewhere. And then after that, talked about their next album that came out after that in 75, which had a big hit on that one. And then From Now On, which came out in 1977, which had that big hit, Give a Little Bit. And then after that, Breakfast in America, which I found, if I have to say my favorite albums of theirs, would have to be Crime of the Century and Breakfast in America. So I found Breakfast in America had a lot of big hits off that album. That might be one of the best. That I would have to say for my favorite ones would have to be Crime of the Century and Breakfast in America would have to be my top two favorite albums of theirs. But yeah, like going back to here, what I liked about it would talk about the early days of when they formed. Like I said, it all started with Ricky Davies and Roger Hodgson. And then around 74, when they done that album, they done Crime of the Century. They switched up the lineup, which they had Dougie Thompson on bass guitar, Bob Siesbenberg on drums and percussion. As well as John Holloway on saxophone, clarinet, and backing vocals. So going back to here, so it pretty much talks about the early days of the band and the albums they had out. All the albums from the very first album, I think, until maybe like their last album. that they released. So yeah, then after that it goes right into the 1983 World Tour, which included obviously a lot of their acclaimed hit songs, which include Crazy, which I don't think I heard that one before, but the rest of the songs I heard. Um, Ain't Nobody But Me, Breakfast in America, Bloody Well Right, which I really enjoyed that song. That's a great song, as well as Breakfast in America. Give a Little Bit, From Now On, The Logical Song, Goodbye Stranger, Dreamer, School, and the very last song they performed on this concert is Crime of the Century. As well, there's First Time and Only bonus videos, which includes My Kind of Lady, Cannonball, Better Days, Free as a Bird, I'm Begging You. Here's the back of it. But yeah, all in all together, I found it was an amazing concert. Like I said, out of all the songs from the concert, there might have been like one song that I said I did not know, but the rest of them I did. An amazing concert. If you're a fan of this band, definitely it's worth checking out. And like I said, what I really liked about it was it didn't just go into the concert. Like I said, it talked about the birth of the band, how it started, and the albums they had out up until, I believe it was up until 83, because the last album, I believe, before this in 83 was in 1982, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I think 82. But yeah, great concert. Definitely, for sure. Like I said, they played a lot of big hits. Like I said, one song I did not know, but all together, if you're a fan of this band, definitely worth checking out. I also have one as well, another one where they performed in Paris, 1979, Supertramp, I believe, live in Paris, 79. Yeah, going back to this concert here, definitely a great performance they put on. Definitely like the song Bloody Well Right, because it has that kind of, when it goes into that guitar solo, it has that wah pedal, which gives that effect, that wow when you're playing guitar. Definitely great performance. Here's the back of it. Yeah, so I'll go through the songs again, then I'm going to pretty much finish it off. But yeah, before that, yeah, like I said, the thing I found very interesting about the band was, or I should say about this here, kind of goes into kind of like a short documentary, like I said, talking about the early days when they formed and all the albums they had out. And then, like I said, it was up until the third album in 1974, where all of a sudden they just became very popular with the album Crime of the Century. That's around the time when the lineup changed. But yeah, from there on, boom, got very popular around that time. Definitely, like I said, if you're a fan, definitely worth checking out. So let me go through the songs again, then I'm going to finish it off. It starts off with Crazy, Ain't Nobody But Me, Breakfast in America, Bloody Well Right, Give a Little Bit, From Now On, The The Logical Song, Goodbye Stranger, Dreamer, School, Crime of the Century, and like I said, they have bonus videos, which includes My Kind of Lady, Cannonball, Better Days, Free as a Bird, I'm Begging You. Oh, where's the back? Yeah, so let me know what you think down in the comments, and thank you so much for every single one of you supporting my channel. Greatly appreciate it for that. So thank you very much for that. And I believe I got one more to do, probably next week or the week after. I'm not quite sure. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed it. And let me know what you think down in the comments. And have a good day, and bye.